In the aftermath of enduring narcissistic abuse, survivors often exhibit a spectrum of behaviors that, to an outsider, might seem perplexing. From reflexive apologies to hypervigilance and struggles with boundaries, these behaviors are the legacy of a tumultuous past. Join us as we decode these intriguing behaviors, revealing the survival strategies ingrained in those who've weathered the storms of manipulation. These behaviors aren't mere quirks. They're the marks of resilience and adaptation to a world tainted by abuse. Navigating uncharted territory. The apology reflex, a learned response. Survivors of narcissistic abuse often find themselves reflexively apologizing, even when they're not at fault. This reflex stems from a deeply ingrained habit formed during the abusive relationship. They were conditioned to shoulder blame for things beyond their control, leading to an automatic apology as a coping mechanism to avoid conflict and navigate the volatile emotional landscape. Hypervigilance, a constant guard. Living under constant manipulation creates an acute sense of hypervigilance. Survivors become adept at reading between the lines, sensing underlying motives in conversations and deciphering subtle changes in behavior. This perpetual state of alertness is a defense mechanism developed to protect themselves from potential harm, a carryover from a time when they were always on edge, anticipating the next emotional assault. Boundary struggles, finding balance. Having their boundaries consistently violated, survivors often grapple with setting healthy boundaries in their relationships. Some swing towards an extreme of erecting impenetrable walls, while others blur their boundaries, allowing others to overstep. This constant struggle is a quest to find a middle ground, a balance between guarding themselves against harm and permitting healthy connections. Coping mechanisms woven in chaos. Self-doubt, lingering echoes. The aftermath of narcissistic abuse echoes with self-doubt. Survivors are left questioning their judgments, thoughts, and perceptions due to the gaslighting endured during the abusive relationship. The seeds of doubt planted by the abuser continue to sprout, leaving survivors unsure of their own reality. Compulsive people-pleasing, a shield against conflict. To avoid conflict and garner validation, survivors often develop a compulsive need to please others, often at the expense of their own needs. This behavior stems from a deep-rooted fear of retaliation or rejection, ingrained during the abusive period. They become adept at anticipating others' needs, but struggle to prioritize their own. Heightened sensitivity, lingering emotional storms. Survivors frequently find themselves riding emotional roller coasters triggered by even minor incidents. These heightened emotional responses are residual effects of the emotional manipulation experience. Their heightened sensitivity reflects the residual impact of past trauma, amplifying reactions to even innocuous events. Embracing healing and recovery. Unveiling self-rediscovery, the journey within. Recovery after narcissistic abuse marks a profound journey of self-discovery. Survivors, once shrouded in the abuser's narrative, gradually uncover their authentic selves. It's a process of relearning their values, desires, and aspirations stripped away by the manipulative relationship. Cultivating self-compassion, an essential healing ingredient. Central to recovery is the cultivation of self-compassion. Survivors unlearn the harsh self-criticisms instilled by the abuser and begin to treat themselves with kindness. They start acknowledging their worth, replacing self-blame with self-love on the road to healing. Building support networks, finding strength in community. A crucial aspect of recovery is building a network of support. Survivors find solace in connecting with others who understand their experiences. These connections validate their feelings and reinforce their journey towards healing and self-empowerment. Narcissistic abuse survivors traverse a complex and often bewildering path marked by behaviors shaped in response to their traumatic experiences. Yet, within these idiosyncrasies lies resilience, strength, and an unyielding spirit striving to reclaim autonomy and self-worth.